Dragon Ball Super has maintained a fairly consistent follow-through with keeping Goku and Vegeta the strongest of their time, consistently raising their power arc by arc to where at the end of it, they are usually the strongest in the universe. This had been the case from the beginning when Beerus first came to Earth. By the end of the Multiverse Tournament of Power, they were considered the strongest of their universe. Again, in the Moro arc, Goku was considered the strongest in the universe. This has been upheld all the way throughout to where you just expect Goku at the end of the arc, or maybe even Vegeta, to be slightly behind him. But generally, they are the strongest in the universe, and it was getting questionable how they were going to get villains, or anyone, stronger than them, that could rival them or that could contest them. What's happened here in the last few months in regards to the storyline of Dragon Ball and the overall power hierarchy, everything has changed, and all of it comes back to Black Frieza. There's a bit to unpack here with what Dragon Ball is actually doing as a franchise, as a storyline, and overall as a series. I did not expect this, and to be fair, I probably should have, because now it seems obvious, but Frieza is looking like to be the main villain of Dragon Ball generally. When they brought back Frieza all those years ago, only to kill him off instantly, then bring him back again, and then keep him alive this time, I never really connected the dots. Not only does his brand new form represent him becoming stronger than everyone in the universe, but it also represents a potential mentality change and character change. Black Frieza is still Frieza, and that's an important distinction. In his first appearance in the Namek arc, he killed everyone, showed no mercy towards any race. He was the strongest in the universe, and he made that fact known. Frieza had such an immense killer intent in his first few appearances. He was talked about in myth, and the first things we knew about him is that he genocided planets and destroyed them. This is someone who was truly about it, a real villain. So why, when he kills and one-shots everyone in the latest arc, why does he leave Goku and Vegeta alive? This is actually somewhat foreshadowed in the early moments of Dragon Ball Z. Frieza, despite doing no training for his entire life and seemingly being born with this power, he actually enjoys the fight, competition, and game with Goku and the Saiyans. On Namek, instead of instantly transforming and killing Gohan, Piccolo, and Krillin, he toyed with them and made them believe that they had a chance. Then when Goku came along and contested him, he actually began to somewhat enjoy the fight, still wanting him to die but enjoyed the experience of a challenge, something that this character has never felt all throughout his life. Having virtually no fighting experience over that length of time eventually led to Goku defeating him and being overall a better fighter. This begins the shift in Frieza's mentality. When his father finds him around floating in space and puts him back together as Mecha Frieza, he makes his way to Earth and is questioned on why not just blow up the planet from the spaceship. You would save a lot of time and you would achieve your goal. But Frieza did not want to do that. He now has a connection to the Saiyan son Goku, and at the very least, wants to meet with him personally and torture him. For over a decade, Frieza would remain dead in the afterlife, not getting any stronger, and remaining how they were at the end of Namek. In early Dragon Ball Super, he would be revived by fragments of his army, known as the Resurrection of F storyline. It is here where he learns about the strength of the current Saiyans, and that if he were to fight them now, he would stand no chance. Again, another shift in mentality. He wants to fight them again, he wants to torture them again, but the only way to do that would be to train. So, as he has never trained a day in his life, he begins a vigorous training routine of 4 months and becomes as strong as Super Saiyan God Goku. This is one of the biggest leapfrogs in power of all time. Frieza had responded to decades-long training in only 4 months. This would make his current power level the strongest in the series. Having now fought alongside Goku in the Tournament of Power, and having seen him fight Broly in the Broly movie, Frieza had been becoming very aware to the situation he was in, seeing Gogeta Blue, Broly, and the never-ending strength of Goku and Vegeta. This is what needed to be done. The reason Black Frieza even exists in the first place is because he was training for 10 years to ensure that he would never be surpassed again. Not only was he training for 10 years, but he was also training in a different dimension. It can be assumed that the training Frieza did in that 4-month time span that made him go from early Z to early Super was just basic training that he did, maybe some artificial gravity, but he had never trained a day in his life before, and this 4-month training was only the beginning. It would be like how everyone trained for the Saiyans on Earth, then everyone trained for Cell in the hyperbolic time chamber. This 10 years of training was a completely different level of training As Frieza, this puts him easily the strongest in the series once again. Just like it was in the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, everyone was scared of Frieza. Everyone may have to be scared of Frieza once again. Even if Goku and Vegeta fused in their most powerful forms, they do not rival Black Frieza. He trained to ensure that no Saiyan, regardless of who they are, would ever surpass him again. This includes Gogeta and Broly, since Frieza saw them and was actually fighting Broly firsthand not too long ago. This can also be used as evidence as to why Frieza just so carelessly let the only two people he was training for alive. He is so confident that they will not actually pass him again, and he has good reason to think this. Goku and Vegeta have been training all their lives, and it took them about 50 years to get where they're at right now. In comparison, Frieza is an actual prodigy who was born with a power level of 120 million and never trained a day in his life before this. Before meeting Goku, the old Frieza was nothing. After meeting Goku, even Frieza has become the best version of himself, even though he's still a villain. This is one of the best things about Dragon Ball, it brings out the best in everybody. And the mentality shift in Frieza is clearer than ever. If this was Frieza in the Namek Saga, both Goku and Vegeta would be dead, and maybe that is his plan long term, but for now, he enjoys the challenge and he knows that he'll have another chance, but it doesn't make sense that they are his biggest priority right now. Frieza was in the tournament, he's seen some of the most powerful beings actually across the multiverse, and that is not Goku or Vegeta. To truly regain the power he once had, his eyes are more than likely set on the gods of destruction. And there was a line in the tournament where Frieza said, "I'm going after the role of Omni King." That sounds stupid and unrealistic, but with what Frieza has done, would it be a surprise if one day he shows up to Beerus's homeworld and kills him? Instead of going the Zamasu route where you kill the Kai to get rid of the gods of destruction, you go straight to the source and showcase your dominance over the universe in taking out Beerus, and in turn, that would take out Whis as well, leaving both Goku and Vegeta's only lifelines gone. This would not only bring back actual stakes into the storyline, not knowing what's going to happen, but it would also make sense in context of Goku training Oob at the end of Z. There could unironically be a multiversal war because of this. Having someone like Frieza this strong does not mean the universe is at peace. It is actually the opposite, which again counteracts the line from the end of Z, stating that the 10 years of peace that we're in now in Super was mostly peaceful, maybe implying that we're coming to an end and we're going to be pushing past the end of Z. So, now that this has all been established, what really changes? Now there's someone out there who has surpassed Goku and Vegeta and has the potential to keep doing that as long as he remains alive. Interestingly enough, Goku and Vegeta aren't even the second or third strongest since Gohan and Piccolo just got an upgrade. They are sitting behind them currently and have a lot of work to do, despite all the work that they had already been doing. It would be very Dragon Ball of them to just surpass Black Frieza in the next arc and this all be somewhat meaningless, but with this drastic of an increase, the story will never be the same again. Goku at the end of Moro was the strongest in the universe. He is now not even close. Frieza has showcased virtues such as work ethic, patience, and a lot of discipline, words that before were not synonymous with him at all. He has changed the trajectory of what I thought they were doing with Super's storyline, and as long as he remains alive at a level where he is legitimately 1,000 times stronger than everyone, Dragon Ball is looking pretty interesting again. We are now living in a world where Frieza has likely surpassed Beerus before Goku and Vegeta even had the chance. His next moves from here are the most interested I've been in the story of Dragon Ball since the beginning of Super. Goku has taken Broly in as the newest student to train with Whis, and you can't help but think that this is in an attempt to get more allies on his side to prepare for if Frieza ever does anything. Currently, there isn't a single person on the same level as Black Frieza, aside from maybe Beerus, which is why if something ever happens there, this could lead to a Black Frieza vs Beerus fight, in which the winner would come out as the coldest character alive. Anyway, Black Frieza changes everything, and the never-ending cycle of Dragon Ball could be broken with Goku and Vegeta no longer the strongest in the universe, not even top 3. Once again, the universe is at a standstill with Frieza back at the top. Where he had always been, he finally returns. They were always going to have a hard time pulling new villains who are this powerful out of nowhere. This was the best decision they could make, and it seems as though Frieza is Dragon Ball's new strongest character once again.